The Nine. Theory suggests that they are a very elite, wealthy race that rules Jupiter's moons. Another theory may suggest that they are almost a non-solid entity, an invisible force, unlike the light that is symbolized with the traveler and the darkness that enables the battle between the two. The Nine might not be a visible force, but they can manifest themselves and/or others to relay messages for them. Zur is a great example. He has said, if heard standing near him, some of the cells in this body began here. How strange to return. We come from the dust and burrowed into the flesh warmth and became something new. It may be possible that the Nine have almost godlike powers that are used to strengthen their own race, but one has to remember that they are not omnipresent. They have agents that relay messages back to them, whether it is with the tower and the actions that take place, or with the Awoken in the reef. Although, due to the fact that most of the exotic gear is given by the Nine, an idea came to us. The Queen's Breaker's Bow is one of the 3 exotic weapons that can be acquired in the reef. However, the guns do not make an appearance till after the escape of Skolas. But it makes even more questions that can be answered. How did he escape? Who helped him? What was the mystery person's goal? In order to answer these, events must be explained. This is Destiny Lore, debunking the Nine.
The Queen, the leader of the Awoken, the symbol of matriarchal society. She prides herself in her society's self-reliance. In her isolation, an alien race, the Nine, came to her asking for an alliance between the two, more or less a trade of information between the two powers. However, it can be shown that the Nine are not to be trusted. In the hunt for Calyx Prime, the Queen requested information from the Nine about the Ananke moon system of Jupiter, regarding his whereabouts. The Nine did not give up the information freely, so the Queen set them a prisoner as a gesture of good faith. The prisoner was Skolas, the fallen Kell of Wolves. What the hell, Mara? You don't just send a shady alien race, the biggest baddest prisoner that almost caused a genocide, as a gesture of good faith. However, Skolas never made it to the Nine. Rather, he was intercepted and released, thus starting the hunt for Skolas and the rebellion that followed. Thumbs up, Mara. Placing the Queen in danger from her own fallen guards. But who released him? How did the rebellious House of Wolves obtain the Queenbreaker's bow? What are the Nine? A ghost fragment can be found, describing Skolas' escape from his own perspective. When he is released from his prison, he notices he's in the hold of a ketch. As he falls to the floor, he notices a hooded figure before him. The hooded figure speaks, saying the Nine made him aware of his purpose, and they want you sent back to the Queen. By Skolas' description, the hooded figure has tiny fingers of shadow that probe the air that lay beneath his hood, and a face that moves. Guess who it is yet? By this imagery and the figure's association with the Nine, there is no doubt that this man is no other than Zur, agent of the Nine, dickhead of the galaxy.
Now we know that he claims that his will is not his own, but in the grimoire he seems more than happy releasing a genocidal maniac. This shows not only the secret intentions of the Nine, but their power to release such a huge, valuable prisoner such as Skolas. Zur not only tells Skolas that he has been freed, but he has a ship that was generously given from the Nine, as well as a friend in the Nine. What the hell? Why? Just why? Why couldn't you have freed a few hundred dreg or some scrawny little thrall or acolytes? You know, I would be okay with that. But Skolas? Come on. It seemed that the Nine almost wanted the release of Skolas to make it look like a faulty system within the reef. And it worked. The only question that remains is why? What did the Nine gain from the release of Skolas? Why release him rather than some unimportant henchman? Why? Think back. After the Guardians had killed the son of Oryx, there became an era of peace. Chronologically speaking, taking into account you can replay missions as if they're just appearing. But after the fall of Crota, the system was quiet. There was no need for war, no need for violence. There was rest among the stars, poetically speaking. Without the need for war, what do we no longer need? Armor, weapons, high exotic gear, right? Well, who is the provider of this exotic gear? The Nine. Wait, that would mean... Yup. The Nine are not some high intelligent species with godlike powers. Well, I mean to an extent. But they are an intergalactic arms dealer. That's right. The Nine are an arms dealer that manufactures, produces, and sells their items to all manners of species of the system. If you think about it, the answer becomes more clear on why they released Skolas. After the era of peace came and the need for armor and weapons dwindled, the Nine's business tanked. The strange coin, the rarest form of currency in the galaxy, and they couldn't get any more. So what did they do? They created the need for their items. By releasing the falling Kell of Kells, they caused a surge for the need of better weapons and armor, and they started making money hand over fist because of it. The question that could be asked is, how do you know they sell to other planets? Well, Zur tells us that. He says, these inner planets are strange. My function here is to trade. I know this. With Guardians fighting to take back what was lost to them during the fall of the Golden Age, the finding of strange coins may have a bigger impact than we may have thought. For me, it's easy to see how the Nine have their hands in pretty much everything, because they have their hands in everyone's pockets, taking what they want and doing what they want. Yet, no one has stopped them. Maybe the Guardians will. Maybe. Just maybe.